For postural ease and movement functionality, we need a balance between dynamic stability and strength, and of course also flexibility. But right now I would like to speak about strength in your deep core stabilizing muscles and strength in the more outer muscles that might assist the stabilizers deep inside of your body when you place more load onto your body. The imbalance between the deep core stabilizing muscles and the outer movement-oriented muscles sometimes is very hard to spot. It's even hard to feel, especially when you are well trained. What I'm going to do with you is 3 different exercises. They are in a supine position, and the exercises are designed to improve core stability very deeply, and then also core stability more all around, as in you're strengthening deep muscles together with more outer muscles that will support your spine. And the exercises we are going to do are at the same time a little bit of a test. So you can assess in your own body, do you have that balance between deep core strength and all around trunk stability? Let's transition down onto the floor. You can hold on to the legs, so transitioning down into a rest position. You can hug the knees close to the chest first and then step one foot after the other down onto the floor. You want about a 90-degree angle in your knees. That's the length, usually the length of your shin bones between your heel and your sit bone. And now you center your pelvis, so your lower back has its natural arch, its natural lordosis. You're engaging your pelvic floor and deep abdominal muscles very lightly as you can. I will use a scale. 10 is your maximum, so you engage as strongly as you can. 0, you're completely relaxed. And right now it is a 3. If you like to use your hands for tactile feedback, you can place your hands on your pelvis and just sense, is your pelvis stable? Now with that very light engagement in your pelvic floor and deep abdominals, you are floating one leg off the floor. The knee is then above the hip, and you're floating the leg back down onto the floor or the foot, and then you're changing side. Where are you in your abdominal engagement? Can you keep it really low? Can you keep the 3? And at the same time, have your pelvis very stable. So with your hands, if your hands are on your hip bones, feel, is your pelvis really still as you are floating one leg into a tabletop position and then back down? If so, the chances are really good that you are using your pelvic floor and deep abdominals, your deep abdominal muscle in focus here is your transversus abdominis, sufficiently to stabilize your pelvis and your lower back. This is deep core stabilization. If you feel your pelvis rocking from side to side or tilting forward and backward, maybe not yet the strength you will have when you're strengthening your deep muscles. You need to engage a bit more then. Now let's compare this with a more all-around muscle engagement. You're floating one leg off the floor, still that light engagement. Now you need more, 5, 6, maybe it's a 7. So you're engaging basically all of the muscles, abdominal muscles you have, your internal oblique abdominals, your external oblique abdominals, even your rectus abdominis isometrically. No change in your lower back, but you engage them strongly, pelvic floor strongly engaged. You float your second leg into tabletop. And then just stay here for a moment and feel this is a really strong muscle engagement. Float one leg down onto the floor. This is called an alternating leg float, and then you're stepping your other foot onto the floor. Let's reverse. Very light engagement, one leg off the floor. Can you keep the pelvis still? Engage more strongly. Can you feel that increased muscle activation that is necessary to float your second leg off the floor and keep your pelvis and your lower back stable. And now, if you feel comfortable in your lower back, keep your legs in tabletop here, and then we just 2 times on each side, float the leg down, big toe touches the floor, take the leg back up, change side. Now you're still working on core stability, but it is all around trunk stability or all around core stability. Deep abdominals should be engaged. I hope they are engaged. Pelvic floor is engaged. But your oblique abdominals, they assist. And the external obliques are very global. They are very movement-oriented muscles. So you are now strengthening all around, which is great. But the trade-off is you are not as deep anymore. When you're aiming for deep stability, when you felt your pelvis rocking a little bit with that light engagement, place your feet on the floor, just briefly tilt the pelvis back, center it, hug one knee towards you, your other knee towards you. So when you felt, or if you felt your pelvis rocking a little bit in the beginning, it wasn't quite stable, incorporate into your practice those really low load exercises, 1 foot on the floor, floating one leg up to gain that deep inner strength that will benefit you in your posture and also in every movement you do. If you'd like to learn more about functional anatomy, you can join me in the online course Anatomy 201 at yogajournal.com.